and welcome to my today's stream. So now I make it for quite a while. To be honest, I think that now maybe even the second week, if I'm not wrong, so I have a few hours behind. So this one is the first game on a 3 minutes. Now I have quite a few moves there. 96 looks very interesting move, but after 96 he has something like queen e7, so I have to be very cautious. Then 95 is not possible because the knight on d6 is hanging. It means that I have to find out something else. Rook d1 or something similar doesn't look correct because of the knight d4, and probably I have a lot of problems there. So I think that my move has to be connected with some kind of the queen move. Now, what can we do here? So, queen b5 is one move, after which I'm pretty sure that he'll go for the queen a8, trying to get the knight on e5, but this is for me the best move here that I found. So, let's see where he wants to go now. I always have, if you take on b5, I will always take with the knight and then go for the knight e6 at some point, so it's really nothing. So I think queen a8, yeah, queen e7 doesn't look such a good move to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know, I'm pawn up and let's just try to get some exchanges there. Knight e5 is also a very strong move at some point. Of course, knight d6, knight on c6 can hang if I take just and go for the rook d1. So, hello, what is the plan for today? The plan is like in the days before, so we will try to learn something after this one game on 3 minutes, of course. So, I want to take on d8, of course. Okay, now I'm a pawn up, so let's see how the game will continue. Okay, yeah, but this is just nothing now. So let's go queen e2, let's improve the position of my pieces and then start from there. So let's go for a3, king g2, queen d2, h3, and now knight c3, knight d5 probably. Oh, now I make a mistake. But we managed to get a checkmate. So, yeah, dear chess kids, so let's start and do some action on our simultaneous exhibition territory. So, what we will discuss today will be somehow slightly different. So, I will get kind of a 30 minutes plus at least 30 seconds increment, just, you know, to see and have enough time. And I will host a new simul for now. Now, let's just wait for a couple of seconds to get the people there, and then I will try to explain basically what will be the plan for today. So, Emir Duhan, yeah, I accept you, of course. So, anyone else likes to play? Okay. Dear Neck, of course, you are here as always. Please go to the live stream. yeah, today it looks like there is no as much players as in the days before, but we will find some interesting game, I'm pretty sure. So anyone who likes to play is very welcome. So let's start to find out who wants to play. Call. Okay. Yes, of course, we have 5 games, so let's go and get some more. Today the topic will be slightly different than yesterday. Today I would like to speak about the pawn structures, because I think that this is a very important segment in any game. So my idea is for today to start explaining basically where we have the difference between those pawn structures, how we can of course improve playing those pawn structures, where we can start to find some clear answers in which direction we should go in some kind of the pawn structures, and of course basically all of the pawn structures are connected with the game, because basically if we have some kind of the closed or semi-closed position, it's very I think it is very usual to get the I'm always a bit nervous against idle player. My over the board score against idle guys is 1.5, 7.5. Oh, it's okay, you will improve. This will start for a few minutes. We wait for few more guys. Okay, we have 9. Let's get 10 games. Logic, hi. Let's get 10 games, so let's start to see one new guy, so we can go after the 10. All right, cool, yeah. So as I mentioned before, my very goal is to explain you basically in which kind of direction you should go. All the pawn structures, as I mentioned, are based basically on the kind of the game that you play, and as I mentioned, in closed and semi-closed game you will obviously get some kind of a symmetrical pawn structure, closed and symmetrical pawn structure, when in the open kind of the positions, like I don't know, maybe in open Sicilian you would like to get, you know, some kind of the positions where white will not have a D pawn and black doesn't have a C pawn, so you will not get such a symmetry, you will have clear way for playing. Did you know Leonardo Ljubicic? Yes, I am. So we have 10 games, we have even 11 games, so let's accept this guy too. Hi to all in the chat. You can go to the live stream. So, yep, we have now 11 players. And okay, we have 12 games, so we can start. Hi, Tom. If we have someone new here, please go and subscribe. We have regularly those streams. Now the second week, I will try to get even more of them. So for now, basically 3 to 4 times during a week, I'll try to get 2-3 hours, those kind of the live streams. For a purpose, and anyone who is new will know now, and anyone who take a look my streams before knows that for a purpose of streams I use all kind of the openings, middle games and strategy. In the end games are pretty much the straightforward, because you cannot really go for something different but for the main kind of moves in the end game, of course. But for the purpose of the streams I would like again go for a very different pawn structure. So here I will like to get with a c4. Here after d4, for today I will try to go for f5. Now let's go for d4. here go for the f4, and then here I would like to get knight f6, d4, f5, now I will go for the knight f6, on e4 I'll go for g6 for instance. Here we don't go for knight f3, let's try knight f3, let's try if f4. So, and after e4 go for a c5. Here we can go for g3, and again we can go for many different things. Let's try here c6. Okay, let's try c6. c4, c5, you see, here we have symmetrical pawn structure. So now I will develop our pieces in the Sicilian, d4, d5 again. As against c4, c5, d4, d5 is also closed or semi-closed game after, for instance, c4, e6, which is clearly symmetrical, and the pawn structure here will always be symmetrical, no matter what the guys are trying to achieve. Of course, if someone just start blunder at a piece or going in some very different kind of thinking process can be something else, but mainly here we have symmetrical pawn structure. For now I would like to get for a c4. Okay, and here we have d5, and we have even here for now just the symmetrical pawn structure. Here I would like to get something else, so I'll go for the g6, and after f4, e5, here we have clearly open game, because now the pawns are not symmetrically placed, so f5 will be symmetrical pawn structure. Here e5 doesn't allow symmetry anymore, because of course now I can take on e5, and now I get my f pawn to black e pawn. Okay, I'll go for the bishop g7, and now d6. This is so-called very offensive counter gambit in this kind of a beard opening. So I have many things here that I can try, but for this stream I will not take on d6. It is a pawn, but of course black will get very strong counter attack. I'll try to get into some main territory by just putting the knight on f3, and you will see what I mean. Knight f6, knight c3, and you see the pieces are also very symmetrically developed. It is based on the pawn structure that is on the board, because black try to get the symmetry, stop my pawn on c4, and get some space for his pieces, especially the knights, because you see he can now get the knight on c6. If he goes for something like c6 in the opening, then this knight will never get the c6 square. He'll be slightly maybe behind in the development at some point, but will be able to break in the center later on with d5. So let's try to be symmetrical as well. d6, let's go for the bishop g2, and after knight c3, I'll go for a g6 here. Knight c3, I'll take on e4, and here I'll take on d4. Knight c3, I can go for a bishop g7, d takes on c4, and now knight f3. And here you can see that black try to not get the symmetry anymore, but you will see that this is just a temporarily, because he takes on c4 just because he doesn't want to get any more tension in the center, and then he will try to break with c5 at certain moment, and we will still get very symmetrical pawn structure. So let's go and play knight f3. I always start with knight f3 here because I don't like that black get the pawn on e5. So you can go for e3, you can go for e4. I like the move knight f3, so I will go for a knight f3. Here I would like to get the d6. Now this is not a symmetrical pawn structure for now. Knight goes on f3, and bishop goes to g7, knight e4, and we have here the position from the Caro-Kann. It's very solid opening, it's also semi-closed opening, and the pawn structure is not just, you know, straightforwardly symmetrical, but if I now go for knight bd7, knight f6, and then e6, we'll have some kind of semi-closed character in a game where white will be slightly better because of the better development and slightly more space in the center based on the fact that the pawn is on d4 versus a pawn which is on c6. But here I would like to get something different, and I will try to go for the knight f6. Knight takes on d4, and here let's go for g6. Knight goes to c6, and let's go for d4. So here we have complete symmetry. We have the knights on c3, on f3, on f6 and on c6. Pawns also dictate this kind of levels of the symmetry because they are also just together on the c file. Now you can go here in two different directions. It is of course not only in this kind of the positions, you can also try to get those kind of the thinking process for any other positions as well. Now what is the point? White can try to get some kind of the move that he has as the tempi in order to develop first all of the pieces by playing g3, bishop g2, castle, and then start the action in the center. But this offers black the idea to get the d5 immediately. So the black also can try to get some kind of counter symmetry as well as white, because he's not behind, he has very nicely developed pieces and white has to be careful. Both of the ideas are quite fine for white, but I like to break the symmetry immediately and I'll go for a d4. Now e5, and now you see I don't want to take on e5, I'll just go for e4, and now we have some kind of very weird opening. Knight f6, e3, g3, I would like to castle, knight g3. Okay, this is not now the best move, of course. Knight f6 is by far the best move. Now he offers me a plenty of even attacking possibilities. Let's have fun and start with h5. Knight goes on f3, I'll try to castle now, bishop e3, and I'll go for the a6. Now, this is kind of the positions that I also like to discuss for a minute or two. Basically because again we have the pawn structure which is for now close to symmetrical, because if I now go for e6 we will have symmetrical pawn structure, but white will get certain edge because his pawns are pretty much better placed than black. So black is low in the structure, black has some space issues, and white pieces are of course better developed. But we have here not a clear symmetry, so we can try to be aggressive with black. Is this okay? Probably is very close, and answer can be yes or no, but in those kind of the low setups you can try to reach some kind of the game on one side of the board, of course if the opponent allow you that. And here in this modern kind of the setups, black can go for a6. This is very popular move today, and even at the highest level you can from time to time see that someone will try to get this kind of a setup. So my idea is to get for a b5, bishop b7, knight e7 and c5, and then start at some point to transpose to some kind of the Sicilian defense where black will get maybe even quite a nice position if white doesn't get the straightforward play or start to be very aggressive there. So let's go for a6, knight c3, bishop g7, so it's very standard way of playing, and let's go and castle now. Knight to c6, bishop b5, now you see we have some kind of the Ruy Lopez variation, of course, and here I go for a d6, yes, and now c5. So you see here black idea. So first of all he would like to get the pawn on c4 and then free his game by playing the c5. So basically he would like to exchange c and d pawns for the c and e pawns, because of course after c takes on d I will take with the e pawn. Let's take on c4, takes on d4, I have to take with knight on d4, and here we have very interesting position as well. Now if we try to see what do you guys think? Who is better here? What do you think, guys? Who is better here? CCM 36. I don't get any kind of the answers. Okay, I'll try to explain. So basically here we have clear kind of the positions, which is for now, of course, also pretty closed, because yeah, white is better, just slightly, of course. But what do you think, Miocic, how much of a play black get here? What do you think? Is there white clear edge? Is white, you know, positionally just slightly better and will press black? What do you think? So I didn't yet speak about the player tendencies, or I didn't go just deeply, you know, in the kind of a level of aggression that any chess player will get on the board. So for now I will just stick for something which is for me very important, and basically I think that the club level chess, some kind of the aggression is always good. There are good pawn breaks with e5 and c5, great, and I call this as the potential in the positions. So basically, especially as I mentioned at the club level, we have kind of the strategy which can be, you know, just to maybe play very secure, and then make you will probably make a draw if the opponent doesn't really overlook something very big. And if you start to be more and more aggressive, I'm pretty sure that you will get much better results. Now, of course, I have to get into my thinking process also that I'm kind of the player who really likes very deep strategical ideas, which can offer, you know, even black slightly more than just the equal position. And this one is pretty good, because what is black idea here? First of all, they are not clear, you know, there is no clear way for white to play in the center. Even though white is better in the center, there is not significant square, or there is not a weak piece that black has there. So basically any kind of pushes like d5 or c5 will not get any real advantage for white. So it means that if I manage to get this center to be closed, I can try to achieve something on the king side, and basically this is not good if you doesn't control the center. So I also have to be very cautious how I will manage to get some kind of the initiative on the king side. Basically, what is my idea is in this unsymmetrical pawn structure is to get the advantage on the king side, but I always have to be careful how the game will continue in the center. So my idea here is to go for the queen e8, and at some point to go for e5, or even slightly deeper idea is, you know, just stay low in the center, cover my main and the only square which can be vulnerable, d5, by covering him with a move c6, and then go for the queen e8, h6, g5 and queen h5. So, and if I manage to get that position without white manage to open the game in the center, I'll be pretty satisfied. So let's try. Queen e8. h4, okay. Now I go for the bishop g4, and after e4 I will get for d6. e6, of course, now I want to take the control in the center by putting the pawn there. And after d5, which is absolute main move here, I want to develop my piece. Now, there is not clear idea, okay, at some point I can push e5. Even here in this position, I know for quite a few lines which are possible for black to get e5, then exchange on e6, bishop e6, knight goes for a g5 at some point, and so on and so on. White will be slightly better, but it is possible. My tendency in chess is to get even more strategically deep positional ideas. So what I here like to do after he closed the center with d5, I like to attack those center. Now I will not obviously just go for h6, g5, because e4, e2, e4 break can be at some point just, you know, devastating for me. So, but now I have a target. I have a pawn on d5, which can be my target by creating, you know, just c6 and make even more pressure on this pawn. And for this purpose, I'll go first with knight a6, then I'll go for c6, and then I can get my knight on c7 and create many potential there. So let's develop a piece. e6, I'll go for a g3, I'll just want to develop the pieces, and here after bishop c5, can I take on c6 with a check, right? Bishop goes to e3, now I put a knight on f6, of course, bishop e2, I'll just exchange the bishops, and I'll go for the b5 here. So, you see, I managed to get some kind of a play there on this long diagonal. And now bishop c4, I can get queen a5 and then start the attack on this pawn. Okay, let's go for the queen a5. Takes on d4, takes on d4, c5, c4 of course, just get the space. And here I'll try to be very cautious. I cannot really take on e5 because of the queen d4, so I would like to get the pawn on d3, just be very close there. And then I'll just try here to get nice closed position, and the symmetry is here very important. So you can see here direct opposite position. If we try to speak about the pawn structure, then for instance this one, which is clearly played in the way that both of the sides has many active plans. Here, because of the pawn structure, it offers not as much as you can get with black. So here I play the Caro-Kann, and what I do is just equalize. So, and I will hardly find a way how to be better, because you know I will have slightly less space for the rest of the game. Probably if you know how to maneuver, you can find some tricks, try to get maybe isolated pawn on d4 later on and so on. But basically, first of all, in those kind of symmetrical pawn structures, if you are especially black who doesn't have a first move, first of all you have to find a way how to equalize. After you equalize, then you can start build up your position. So here I managed to equalize, but still I have to get few pieces in the play and have to go for the e6, of course. After bishop c5 my knight is hanging, so I'll go for the knight b3, and then after rook b1, which is a pretty solid move, I will try to get the pawn on c6. e6, I would like to castle, and after c3, you see, the game is pretty closed. I'll go for the bishop d6, castle, of course, a3, and now bishop b7. So we'll stick to this position slightly more later on. Let's go knight b7 to get things together, and after bishop b6, can I go for c5, bishop goes to c7, I go for the knight b5, and what we have, okay, I can take on c7, but is this enough? I don't think so, but I can try. Let's try. Bishop on f4, so now we have some kind of the King's Indian here on the table. Of course, bishop f4 is somehow not such a good move, because now white offers the play for black in the center. By e5 I will just get a massive position there in the center, so I can go for a bishop g4 now, which I really like here. Knight goes to f4, I will just close this and shut down white offensive play on the king's side. And after bishop e7 I would like to get knight c3, rook b1. To be honest, I'm not sure how good it is, but what is the idea? Oh, idea is to get the b4, but can this be so good? Let's go for a d6. Okay, let's go for knight b5. Or bishop g2 is okay move. Now knight g4 can be at some point a possibility for white, so I have to be cautious. Can I go for h3? Probably I can. Okay. Knight goes to b3, and I want to just get my queen back on d8, castle, castle, of course, c takes on d4. I would like to get my queen on d4 here, queen f3, okay. And now you see white has slightly better position on the king side based on the fact that his pieces are creating some kind of the pressure there. So this knight create here and here positional threats, and then of course if he managed to get the pawn, for instance, on e6, then this knight on f6 can be weak at some point. So I have to be cautious here, and I have to find a way how to continue. I'm thinking just to get my bishop back and then to cover this long diagonal, and after which I can put my knight on d5 probably. So let's go back. Knight goes to d7. I want to get my rook on e1. b4, okay, now go for the bishop d7, just, you know, develop pieces. And after f3, what I like to get here is some kind of a maneuver like knight d7, knight e5, or knight c5, or even a5, or even knight a5. So I have few possibilities, but before I get anything there, I would like to get my last piece into the play. Please notice that here rook b1 was a clear mistake, as we mentioned. So what really this rook is doing on b1, it is not really I don't know, it's not really the idea that you have to follow there. So b6, is this good? Knight g5, rook b8, and there is nothing. I can go knight c3, okay, b6, of course. Now let's go for exchange on b6, castle, and I will not for sure castle there. I would like to get the knight d5, just to slightly lower the pressure there. So I would like to exchange quite a few pieces. On h4 I will always go for the h6, but here also what I can do is knight f6, because this knight for now stops this kind of the breaks. On e5, knight g4 is not possible, so I have to decide if I want to get this direction or if I want to get for h6 or h5. I don't like to get h5 immediately, because then knight f3, knight g5 can be very nice solution for white. So let's stick to h6 move. Okay, let's go with the bishop on f4. Okay, knight goes to h5. Now, what we can do here? He wants to get the knight on g3, but if I go for g4, he will get the knight on g3, then I'll go with the rook on g1, and let's see from there. Okay, bishop e7, I'll get the pawn on e4, and now let's exchange quite a few pieces. Bishop goes to b6, and then I can just try to get e4 on the table. I think it has to be a good way of playing. I'll take this one, and after rook h2, let's see what will happen. So now let's try to exchange a few pieces, but let's see in which move order. So first I would like to get this one, knight b6, bishop goes to d3. I want to get some kind of attack here. Knight goes to d7. So here what is my goal is to start attacking this pawn on d4. I can go with knight c6 immediately and then knight d4 or knight d7. So let's go here for knight c6. Bishop d3, I'll just take on b3, and after bishop goes, of course, rook e1 looks very solid for me. f4, yeah. Now we have a real position there. So you see the main point behind my strategy here. First of all, based on the fact that white has first move, if he wants to achieve some kind of deep strategical position, you have to get the opponent chance to move himself forward. And here what I allow white is to get pretty much everything in the center. So basically here you can see that he has three very aggressive pawns there, but behind of those pawns it can be very problematic squares after those pawns just, you know, moving forward, because they cannot go back. And if I manage to exchange few of them, of course in very positive manner for me, I can be even slightly better. My first idea here will be to secure the g4 square by putting the pawn on h5. Knight d6 check, okay. I'll go for king... No, what if I take on d6? Sorry, I have to think here because I saw something here which was good for me. Yeah, I saw bishop d6. Okay, now I will take three pieces. Okay, this was my idea. I doesn't have to just, you know, put so much words without think. So bishop c6, bishop d8, yeah, rook d8, so I get three minor pieces. It has to be very good for me. And now I can get my knight on c5. It's not something that will be good for him because he pushed slightly too much. And after g3, let's go back on d5, queen c1, and now I will try to get my knight back on d7. I'll try to get some kind of the play on the queen side, so let's go for a5 first. After knight f3, I can go for the knight f6. And after h6, let's go for... Can I go for e5? I think I can, because where this knight will go? Just back on e8 and then go for a d6, or... But this is not clearly... Okay, let's try to attack this guy now. Let's go for e5. After e5, I will just try to get my queen back on e3 probably. H5, and now I have g5 probably. Okay, knight d5, let's go with a bishop on g3. Takes on c6, takes on c6, bishop goes to h6, and now I will just take this bishop. Rook c8, b3, knight h7, bishop goes to f4, queen h6, I'll check him on b6, and after c4, let's get this knight to f6. Okay, g5 of course, but you know, this will be a problem there for him, so let's go for a bishop e3. Knight goes to d4, I would like to exchange there. Bishop e7, bishop goes to b2, okay, bishop d7, and now knight e5. Okay, knight h2, now I have knight bd7 here, okay, rook e1, castle on the king side of course, there is nothing for him, knight d5, I'll just, no, my rook is hanging, so can I sacrifice here the exchange, or I can go for the rook b8, but then rook b8, queen b8, knight e7 is a check, so I don't like to get there. I have to be cautious, of course. I cannot go for the knight e4 because knight c7 is the possibility there. So, but I'm really thinking about to create some very offensive game by just giving the exchange here, because this light square bishop will be a monster. So king h1, I'll just take a pawn, so it has to be better for me. Queen d6, knight c3, rook c8, okay, my rook can go to c1, my queen can go to d2. What I want to do here is to go for the, maybe rook c1 first, okay, knight c5, knight goes to h4, or what I want to do here is to create some kind of the potential against this pawn and to secure the d5 square. So my main idea is going to knight b5 and then rook d1 and creating a very big positional threat, because if I take the pawn on d6, the game is over. So he has to be very cautious. But if I try to get the f5 square here by playing knight h4, he can go for a g6. And where then to put my knight? It's not clear. So I don't want to do that. Let's go for the knight d2. Bishop d5, I'll just get a king on h8. And after f4, I can run my knight g4, knight e3, or what else I can do here? I can go with b5, b4, for instance. So what is better? If I go for... Okay, I can get my knight on g4 at any point. So let's go first with b5. d5, okay, knight goes to d4. Castle, rook goes to d1, as I mentioned. And after queen b3, I can go for the b6, of course. Okay. I just give the exchange for a very active position. f5 can run into what? What can I do here? If I take, he'll take with the bishop and he will secure his position. If I don't go for the exchange on f5, then he can just go for f4. This can be even worse for me. So let's try to take on f5. Bishop c6. Let's try to get the checkmate there. Let's go for the bishop b1. Queen a4. Now he wants to take this pawn, but I'm not sure if this will be okay for him. I have to set up some kind of a trap here. Can I do something similar? So if I defend this pawn, he'll take this one, I go for the rook a8, he go for the queen b7, then I get the rook on c8, and this queen can be trapped. Okay? Rook g2. Okay. Queen c7, now knight b5 at some point will be possible, so I want to just secure my position first with f3. And here I can go for just b4. Castle on the king side here is very critical, but I think that I have enough counter chances. Here d5, so we have some kind of Daretti. Knight goes to b5. Okay, now it's my move, and now I have to decide where I want to put my pieces. For me now it looks like that his idea is to get some kind of play by putting the knight on c7, then on d5. Can I do something to not allow him those kind of the moves? Of course I can go for the queen b7, but this is just temporarily, because he'll just get this bishop out and then the rook will be protected. So I have to find something else. Queen e4 looks like a very attractive option for me, because the pawn there is under attack and the rook will be under attack, and I'll just prepare bishop to c6. So these kind of the moves are really attractive to me. Yep, very good move. Okay, so he didn't go for the pawn on a7. Now I will not let him this option. Bishop b8, and after a5 I can just set up the position for rook f2, then knight f1, then knight a3, and then I will get some kind of the initiative there. So let's go for the rook f2, knight h1. Oh, amazing option. Let's go for knight e4. Rook c1, let's go for rook d8. And after e5, I like to get my knight on d5. Now the bishop on e3 is under attack, so he'll have to take it. Knight goes here, okay. My knight goes on b5 first because I have this square. Yeah, but here, you know, this can be very, very ugly for you. Bishop goes to c6. Queen c5. Okay, knight goes to f1. Rook d1, and now I have to find a way how to get my pieces into play. So, what came into consideration? Some kind of the c5, d5 ideas, or first, can I try to get even better developed for my pieces? Can I get my knight somewhere? Knight e4 looks attractive, but this doesn't offer me some kind of a straightforward play, so I don't like to abandon my d5 defense. And if I remove this knight, I don't see how to get this knight to improve here. So what else I can try? I can try, you know, to get some kind of rook d6, rook d8 idea. Just, you know, to put the knight on f8, then rook d6, then rook d8, and create the tension on d4. So this looks like the best option, because on c5 I have b5. And then I think that I have to get enough play. Let's try knight f8. Bishop b5. Yeah, but you know, this cannot be good. I'll get b takes c3, bishop takes on c6, and then, but if I take on e4, knight e4, knight e4, yeah, it's just very good for me. Queen d8, c5 of course, or even knight e7 first to somehow connect all of the pieces there. Let's go knight e7 first, f3, I'll just take on c4, bishop goes to c6, and now I have the knight a7 ideas, because I really want to take the bishop from c6. This is the best defensive piece that I see here, so let's go for, do I want to get there, or do I want first to take here, take with the d pawn, because if not he will lose a pawn. Then I can go for the knight a7, he has to go for the rook c7, I can take on c6, he'll take on c6, and then I can take maybe a pawn on e5. So is this possible? Yeah, I think that here he overlooked a clear pawn. Let's try. Knight takes on e4, I'll take with the knight on a4, queen goes to a6, okay, let's go rook c7 as we agree. And after b5, again it looks like he just missed a pawn here. So this is now the sphere of tactic, it's not the sphere of pawn structure, because this is, I think, clear, is or not? Yep, I think it is. Knight e5, just take on d5, take on g6. Okay, I have to take on g6. Can I take with this pawn? And then knight f2 is somehow the idea. This is interesting. Now let's take with h pawn. Rook f3. I take a pawn. Now I take a pawn, I think. Yeah, just overlook a pawn. Okay. It's a check. Okay. It has to be better, I think, for me still. Yeah, now I wasn't sure about this move, because I was thinking about knight f2, but can I go for knight f2 here? Rook f2, rook f2, then bishop goes to a8, and then I go for the queen d3. This was my idea. And then the rook is hanging, and then rook f1 is a big problem for him. Let's try. Queen a3, okay, let's go and improve my position by getting rook on d7. Knight e4, I can go for knight e5, or first I like to get first bishop e3 to stabilize my position, and then I'll take on e4, and here I just start developing my knights and my other pieces as well. So knight e3, king g1, okay, now rook c8, okay, queen b6. What I miss here? My pawn on d4, or can I go for something like bishop d3, a6, right? Knight c3, queen take on d4, but what about queen c4? If I go for a queen c4, he'll go for what? Let's try. So, c3, of course, but now I can just close. I can start taking those pawns. I can try to, you know, just play and go for the e6. Let's first drop this bishop out in the center by playing c4. Queen f3, okay, he wants to take this guy, but now I can advance because this can be a problem for white in the long run. But you know, what if I just go for rook d6, I can take this one. Okay, my knight is hanging, so I have to be very precise. Let's get a knight on g4. Okay, I'll take on c5, rook c1, okay. Now I want to get my knight on g4, of course. Knight b7, now I go back with the rook immediately. Bishop c2, and I will just stop everything by putting a pawn on e6. Queen c6, rook d4, I think. Okay. Okay, and here I would like to get... I cannot really take on e5 immediately because a rook will go to e8 and then I'll probably lose a pawn, so I have to go rook d1 first. Bishop d3, and now I can start the play by putting the pawn on c5. I think I lost, Miocic. I didn't saw your game, so I don't know if you lose, but here, yeah, you are pretty in bad shape. Now you have problems on this long diagonal, yeah, but please don't think you are completely lost. Queen goes to d2. Queen d5 is the idea, or bishop d5, but I have check on e3, rook d4, rook d4, a6. Okay, I was thinking about that, so let's go for the knight c3, knight f3, and now, so now I have time to do something that can be very good for me. So what I like to do here is to close this position. So basically the opponent will stay with the bishop pair, I will get my knight and the dark square bishop, but I just want to, you know, secure my position by first getting the knight on f3, and then, okay, here I have to take rook e7, rook d2. Now I have pretty big positional edge there. And here I will just, you know, start to do some action, maybe even bishop e5, because it looks like this bishop can be very bad at some point. So Let's try first with bishop e5, queen b2, I'll just take on d5. Maybe I missed something, but okay, it's a game on a few minutes. And now he offers me a knight on b5. For this one, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, so let's try. Knight e5, queen takes on a6. Did I miss something? Queen on d4, okay, but I will have passed pawn there, so let's take this one. Rook c2, and now I have to improve the position of my other pieces as well. So now I would like to get my knight in the action by playing knight e5, bishop f8, okay, b4, taking on b4, rook d8, okay, and now I can start with bishop goes to e7 probably, or do I have something better? So all of my pieces, you know, here just straightforwardly run into the action, so it's possibly over. After e4 I get my knight on e5, okay, queen a8, okay, but you know, now I have all kind of weird things to go for. I can even go for the rook d8, but did I want to get something like this? Can I go for bishop d6? I like this more. Bishop goes to b7, okay. Now I don't like let's go for rook c5. I'll just take this knight, queen d4, and now let's get the endgame. Okay, now we have a pawn structure where we have a clear advantage as white. Now, yes, I agree, black has very comfortable position for now because he doesn't have any clear disadvantages, but in the long run you have to be cautious in this kind of the positions, because the bishop pair in this open position and this extra strong passed pawn on a file can be very big advantage. Now I think that the only thing that bothers me for now is this queen that can be very aggressive and start getting some of my pieces and the pawns. So I would like to exchange this queen and then go in the endgame with a clear plan for me. Here after c5, what I want to do is to get take on c5 probably, okay. And now I want to just, you know, close the game in the center, and I have a knight pair which is obviously far stronger than his pieces are. After the b takes on c5, now I just have to find a way how to get the win. So rook d6 looks very promising move for me. I don't see how black will continue here. Bishop h6, bishop g7, okay, he doesn't want to exchange, of course. Now I will put my rook on f2 to get my rook probably on f7. This looks like very attractive position for me. Okay, I'll take on d3, take on c5, and now I have to find a way how to play. Where to put this bishop? Okay, let's secure the bishop. Or can I go for king g7? I don't see what he can achieve, so let's go here first. G3, okay, and now I have a clear position where I want to get my knight on G4 or on F5. So in order to do that, I have to get here. So we have here some kind of a position which is completely symmetrical. I have a bishop, I have the bishop and the knight versus the two bishops, so I don't want to open the game anywhere. The next thing is that I really want to improve the position of my knight, and the bishop. So much better for bishop is to go on f8, to go here, and this knight can go on b8, on c6, on e7 and on g8 in order to get, for instance, the square on h6. So, but just in which way I want to create those kind of retreats. Let's go first for bishop f8. Or can I go for knight b8, knight c6 first? It looks like the same for me. Let's go for knight b8. Okay, now bishop c4, I have to secure this guy. Okay, and now I like to now potentially I will have a problem because of this past protected pawn on c-file, because I don't see how I will manage to find a way how to defend my position against. He's very strong, I play his best and I could. It doesn't look good for me. Let's try. I don't see anything else, so let's try to go for rook d8. Bishop f4, okay, now I'll try to get, of course, the play on the queen side. I don't want to get a draw. Here I will improve my knight, and here I will improve the position of my other piece. So let's get the knight on c4, a3, now let's get the bishop on e7, okay, queen takes there, let's get the knight on c6. So this is the only way how I can try, you know, to block those squares. And here I again miss a clear move, so I don't... How I can miss those things? I don't understand. So bishop a4, rook c4, bishop d1, rook d1. There is nothing. I have to give my bishop. It's not fair. Queen b7, of course. Now can I do something like this, or I can't because my bishop is hanging. I don't have enough time. I'm thinking that after knight d4, queen e7, rook d7, okay. Okay, here in this kind of the positions, what I like to do is to get the counter attack on the queen side by putting the pawn on b5. Can I do that immediately? Probably here, yes, because if b5, c b5, a b5, and when any kind of the piece take there on b5, I will eventually take a pawn on b2. So here is a clear b5 move, and here I would like to defend my pawn. Sure. Rook b5, I have to get the check there. I have to get a pawn, and I have then I'm here to exchange down. So it looks like the game could be very, very bad for me. a4, okay, I'm trying to get my knight on e7. Oof, I managed to miss this move, this nice one. a3 was very nice move, so I talk too much and think far too less. Yeah, and this is now very interesting pawn endgame. So, I cannot afford myself not to exchange the rook, so I have to take this one. It is a check, so I have to exchange. And after b3, I'm thinking about to get the pawn on b4. Now I think that I have to go for knight e5 because I cannot allow knight g6 to take my pawn on h4. Okay, one, a6 just to stop him from taking my pawn. King g2, knight f5. Okay. Yeah, here it's close to very drawish position because we have here the position where we have complete symmetry, so there is not a single pawn that can move himself. Okay, even only g4 is possible, but then this pawn on h4 can be very weak. But what he is trying to do here, now he is completely lost because he overlooked a piece. Okay, and here after bishop d2, what I like is to go where to put my king. I don't want to get in the castle, but I can get my king to e7, I can get bishop f8, bishop e7. Let's go for bishop f8. Rook b8, okay. I will get my bishop on f6. King b6, king goes to e2. Okay. Knight b1, but now I will take the exchange by... Do you see, guys, here, very clear tactic. So it is knight f3. Any piece that will take on f3 will allow me to take the bishop that takes on a1. So it's clearly the clear exchange for me. Rooks on d1. Okay, I have to go back. Rook a4. Yeah, but the back rank mate is there, so king e3. Bishop take on a1, so it's win. Rook a5 will just run into rook a5. Now he offers me a pawn. I'm not sure why, but okay, I'll try to take a pawn. Okay, let's go for the bishop e5. Take this pawn for sure. Bishop h6, bishop goes back. Rook b1, bishop e7. Rook c4. Rook e7. Bishop e5. Okay, knight goes to e5. What now? Here the idea is, of course, to get something like rook a1. Okay, I'll just drop my queen back to b6, for instance, and try to reach b4. But do I have to go first? Yeah, I think I have to castle here. I don't see any other move. King d5. Okay, and now can I go king f4? What is going on here? Knight e6 check, king f5, knight e4, and I'm lost, of course. Very nice move from me. I play very bad. This one also. Now I have to go for knight f7. I don't have any other move. Rook a5. Okay, but if I now just go for, I don't know, h4, it has to be winning. Bishop d8, maybe I managed to control the c7 square after all. rook a8, king goes to f6, okay, queen g3, and now just open the a file, so it has to be better for me. Queen goes to b6, of course. Now I will take just with the e pawn, so I will create very clear and very nice position there on the king side, c5, and now check. Rook e3, of course, just open the a file and it has to be much better for me. Here I'm completely lost, to be honest, but just to play a little bit. Yeah, this guy CCM, you play very nice, so I'm in very bad shape. Queen a6. Okay, now my next idea is to protect my knight on d4, then go for the knight e6 and then block this guy on the c file. So let's go for e5. Okay, now I have to take this one. Now I have this nice knight e5 check which will blow up his king, and then I will get my king back in the action. Okay, knight f3, of course. Now I'll just take this knight on f3 because this bishop doesn't do really nothing, so just take on f3. Now I have a chance to check him on e5, and then it is a clear race. So if I go knight e5, king e5, king d3, king d5, c4, king c5, c3, bc, bc, I'll go here, 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 I'm not sure. Probably I'm lost. I go here. CCM is in really good position. Yeah, he's probably winning. Now knight e6, king f7, okay. Knight takes here, I'll go here. Queen f3, I'll exchange on a file. Okay, king e6 again. Let's see how the guy will finish me. You have so much time. Yep. Okay, now first check. Then I'll go for the queen a5, queen a3, queen b2, and so on, and the game will be just over. Here I would like to get my bishop on e5. So here I have very clear ideas, so I just want to get my queen on a5, queen on a3, queen on c1, on b2, or wherever, and he's just completely lost. Or I can go bishop d4 and f6. It's again incredibly strong. Everything has to be winning for me, so or I can just double my rooks on the a file and go for the queen c7. It's again very winning for me, so let's go for the queen f7, h4, okay. Let's go bishop f6. Okay, but this is very lost. Now I'm a clear piece up, so bishop b3, c6, rook c7, so I find the way how to g6, yep. Okay, let's take this one. a4, I have to move my king. Yeah, it looks very scary, to be honest. a5. Now bishop e7, a6, bishop c5. the only way how I can handle there. Yeah, but you know, here I'm a clear piece up, so it doesn't make sense. Let's go bishop e5 here just to stop everything there. Now this is some kind of the blocking move, which, okay, g3, rook d8, knight b7, okay, and now I just have such a nice blockade on the dark squares that this bishop will never ever get into the play. Now I will improve here, so let's get a bishop on d4. Those bishops are just the monsters, so I have to be winning here. You know, okay, if I have here only one pawn, it can be very tricky, but if I have two of them, it looks like it's enough. Knight c5 back, f4, we'll just run into f4, I don't see the reason why he is doing that, okay. And then, if you have this kind of symmetrical pawn structures again, you would like put even more pressure on all of those dark squares, so and it doesn't allow the opponent to break with some pawns at some moments. So it's very important, you know, to block everything there, like here with queen e5, very strong move. Bishop c5 is the only way of playing. Rook goes to d6. And it looks like this is the only way of getting away. King f3. But now or I can just put the rook on c8, what really is going on here, because rook f4, g5, this rook is just trapped, so I can go for the rook c8. Knight f5. Knight e6. King goes to h3. Let's go for the... can I go for b4 or can I go immediately with b4? I think that this could be a very good move. Because if he takes on f5, yeah, b4 looks like a very good move. Okay, I'll take this guy. Okay. But now, I'm not sure. I have to take this. The game is over. Okay, let's see. So if you can trade the pawn, it's a draw, no? Yeah, but if you manage to get the pawns. If not, probably I just have to be winning there. So here I will take this one on d4, okay. But you know, here I'm not sure. Knight goes to f4. It's a queen, but now I will get here some kind of the fortress for sure, because you know I have 4 pawns, I have rook and the knight. I think that I managed to hold on here. So it is basically just, you know, the position where if I manage to somehow defend all of my pieces, it has to be a draw, because the queen, without possibility to get some extra pawn on the king side, because I have one more there, it should be a draw here. What is here going on now? If I go for a c3, where this bishop will go, knight e3 is the idea, bishop h4 is the idea, so this guy will not go anywhere soon. So let's go with c3. Knight goes here. Now I want to get my knight on d3. There is still no check. f4 will bring the knight on e4 with a check. Okay, now my knight is hanging, but can I move my knight? If I can't, then we'll be in trouble, but I can go here and I will protect everything. So let's go here. h5, okay. Let's go for the king e4, bishop e1, okay. And now if I just take on d1 and go for a d4, he can get this bishop f5 at some point. This looks like a very nice move. Now I'll take just the rook. I don't see here a point. Okay. Yeah, but you know, now you just have I have two rooks for a bishop. It looks like unnecessary play. Okay, check. Now, what if I go for bishop f6 check? So he has to take, I'll take this one, and he'll go for g5, then g4. Do I want to put my bishop here? I think you lost 2 games, probably. Bishop a4. He wants to get for f4. I can take here, and I am still in the lead. Or I can first try to get my bishop on d1, because then those pawns will not be able to move themselves. But e3 is here a possibility for him. So on e3 I would like to get f4. Yeah, let's go for bishop d1. Queen f3, okay, but now okay, bishop b4. He offers me a draw. Yeah, I accept a draw. It was very nice game. And here what I can do is to go for the king d5, because I have knight d3. c4 is not possible, knight f3 is not possible, a3 is not possible because of the knight d3 and he will lose a pawn. a3, knight d3 check. He have to get the king there on b5. Can I take there? Or I can just, you know, it looks like a draw still. Do you know something about programming? Yeah, I know some kind of the pattern, but I'm not really a programmer. I know a lot about the web. I know how to build up the web pages and so on, but just the clear programming, I'm not really good there. Yeah, I have to get a draw here. Knight d3 check. Rook a4 looks like a very good option for him, so I have to get back here. I think Queen g2. Yeah, but you know, now you are clearly lost. And here I can get my bishop on d4 to improve. Let's go with f6 and then go for the a file. Bishop f2. Now I go for a d4 for sure. I'm thinking about, or can I just take on b5 now? Even better. Rook d4, bishop c5. Yeah, I'm clearly lost here, so it's okay. I just take king f7. Yeah, very good. And now I want to get my bishop here. Yeah, I resign. Very good, very good game, CCM. and very nice finish as well. It's check. It's check. Yeah, I lose one. Probably. Okay, here I'm completely winning. I have 2 rooks for a bishop, so it's a clear win. Let's see something else. Do you guys have any kind of the questions here? This should be a draw also, because a3, knight c4, ab, knight b, so it has to be a draw. Here I would like to get my bishop now, or maybe my king on d6. Can I do something like that? Why not? Now he wants to get bishop c4, and if you get bishop before king e5, and he will be in a very big danger, because I will manage to get on the light squares. Now it looks like I have perfect scenario. My king will get maybe even on e6, which will be a great thing. Not maybe only option about live attack. Oh, okay. I'll take this one. And probably I will manage to get those pawns on the other side of the board. We'll see, but I think this will be very easy for me. Okay, I take this one. Yeah, it's a draw. Here he's completely lost now, I think, because what after king e5 I don't see. And don't forget here that even if he managed to get and exchange one of the pawns and then, for instance, get the bishop for the other, he's just lost because I have 2 bishops, so it's clear win for me. So because of that I think that white should be close to win here. Okay, I'll just take this one. King b4, now knight d3 check, knight f4, and this should be enough. Okay. King f5. And now he is in big troubles. Okay. Yeah, this one should end it as a draw, and the other one just straightforwardly will be better for me. Bishop c4 check, king f7 or king f6, doesn't really matter, it's a clear draw. And here now I will just take a pawn and should be enough, because this one will also fall, so it's a clear win for me. Okay, so here I will just get on g5 and the game is over because I'm clear pawn up. Here what I can do is, you know, just to get the pawn on h5. What if I go for the king g7, king c3, knight f4, king h6 and knight h5, so it's a clear win, it's a clear draw, sorry. Yeah, so it should be a clear draw here. So I lose only one. it looks like very nice result for me, because you guys get many chances because of my no, thank you, it's okay. King c3, because you guys play really nice. So I doesn't get any kind of real, you know, all kind of the wins. So king c3, knight f4, it should be a draw. King h6, knight h5, and it's all over. So yeah, it should be a draw. I don't see how he will do something there. King h6, king d4, knight takes on h5, and I'll just pick up the next one, so it's a draw. Knight g6 is also just fine, so it's just a clear draw. And I offer a draw because I think that this is fair choice. And we finished. So we get many exciting games there. I hope that you guys learned something. Do anyone has any kind of questions there? If not, let's try to get one more, but on slightly more faster time control. 9, yeah, it's not so good, but it's not so bad, you know. So let's go for 20 minutes, and let's go for maybe 10 seconds as the increment. But no, I would like to cancel this one to go for the simul and host with a random color, not to get all of the games with white. 12 minutes. Let's host for one more and see what will happen there. Is there anyone who likes to play? Hi to all. Okay, Mochik, here. Nak is here as usual. So, chess. Clash Kid is here. We have 4 players there. Do we have anyone else? Princess. Casual 4 plus O standard. Sorry Bubblegum, but I'm just not in the mood to play so fast because I'm not really good in the fast time control because of the very bad mouse and probably at some point slow connection. So try Simul Bullet. I saw one player was playing 5 plus 5 versus 13 players, 30 players. Oh, is this guy crazy or what? I can try to play maybe on 5 minutes to see how the game will continue. But okay, we'll try next time to do something, but not on so fast time control. I can go for 3-2 maybe and see from there, but I will not be able to, you know, mainly speak about anything there. So let's just accept all of the guys. You can get the nice live stream there if you like. So if there is any kind of nice guy who looking this stream and is still doesn't subscribe on my channel, please do that, because as I mentioned many times, I would like to, you know, stream regularly, so you'll be able to see few times during a week my live stream, and if you like them, please subscribe, and you'll be just right in time to see some of my losts and wins, of course. So it will be enough. We have here many players, so it's a 13. It will be enough, I think. I will not be able to play so fast, so let's start and get the action there. So here I will try to go for and stick for my main openings. So d4 and the Sicilian or the King's Indian again, just to see how fast I can play, because now I have only 20 minutes against 11 players or 13 players if I'm not wrong. So let's be fast here. Let's start our main weapons. So the Sicilian again. The d4 is my main weapon. Again, I have c3. For all of you guys who doesn't really know, I'm chess player for always. I train the people for last 15 years or so, and usually I really try to do my best and be the individual against anyone who likes to train is the first thing. And then also I make quite nice things, contents for the remote Chess Academy or for the Chessable. I don't know guys if you know about Chessable, but for the Chessable I make the opening repertoire for black, and it is based on my own opening repertoire, which is the King's Indian and which is the Sicilian with black pieces. For now I'm working about white pieces, and the main first move will be a d4. I don't know how you get your own opening repertoire, but if you like to get there, you can. I can send you the link. You can also see my links there in the description. I make for a Chessable, those two books which I'm very proud of, because I really think they are very nice. I get many nice comments, and I think that this should be some kind of extra support for me to start be even better at those things. I really like chess and everything about chess, so the things are pretty straightforward for me. So I can give you links for my books, c5, e3. This one is for the King's Indian, the second one is for the Sicilians. So if anyone likes to get those kind of repertoires, you always can. If you guys need any kind of assistance or any kind of the questions, please just ask me straightforwardly. You can ask me here on Elite Chess, you can ask me on the email, you can try to send me a message, or however you like. I'm always here. I really try to help anyone who wants to improve or learn, because I know how I was in the situation where I start, and how difficult it is to not only start but also to gain some kind of the up level of playing with some time. So it's much easier if you have someone who can answer on your question, who can just explain you some basic things, because eventually you will find the answers on your questions, but this will be not straightforward, and you will lose some kind of the time before you get the clear idea where you are missed or what you are missed. So knight c3 is my Sveshnikov main line. Here is some kind of the hybrid now. Logic wants to get me out of a book, so, but okay. Bishop d6, bishop g3, knight f6. This will just run into some kind of hybrid London, but if he likes to get the bishop out, what is my possibility here? To go for a bishop b5, or can I go knight f3, bishop g4, bishop b5? I don't like to get knight d2, because then he can go for the bishop f5 and I cannot go for a c4. But if I instantly go for a c4, what will happen? Let's see. f3 will run into d5 immediately, knight f6, knight f3, bishop b4. This is also the thing why I like Sveshnikov. So when white doesn't get for the straightforward initiative with knight b5, then black is first who start doing something on his own. So bishop b4 is a great move, because it's very aggressive and it puts white on the tasks to start thinking about defense as early and move 5 or 6. So castle, e3, d6, of course, knight goes to d7. Okay, now I will just go for a c3, castle, knight f3, b6, and now I can go for knight e5 immediately, with the idea to go for f4. I can also go for e4, I can go for the castle, so I have many different things there to go for. Do you see Sveshnikov game from World Championship? Yeah, of course, Magnus do some homework and completely outplay Fabi in some games because he was better prepared, but I don't think that 95 is critical for the variation, and Fabi just didn't want to get into probably bishop g5 line before he is really I think secure, because those are very double-edged lines and 95 looks like more secure line for white. So, but I don't think that it is critical for the whole variation. So after 95 and 97 or knight b8, black should be just immediately fine. Okay, let's go for e4 here. c3, knight c3, e5, again the Sveshnikov, b6, bishop goes to d3, bishop b3, e5, c5 is possible, e5 is possible, knight c6 is possible here. I would like to get e5. You can get the nice live stream, guys. Knight b5, yeah, this is the only way how white can try to build up some attacking positions. So basically I have to go for a d6, knight c6, bishop d3, knight d2 and so on, e3, and now I would like to get c5 here. I will show you how the game can continue. e6, knight c3, so now I'm better, knight c6, bc6, okay, and now let's go for e6 and knight e7, because I don't want to close this diagonal, so let's go for e6, let's go for here I'm not sure, you know, he didn't go for knight c6, so if I go for knight e5, knight c6, f4, can I support this knight from there? Probably I can. Let's go. Queen d3 and now d5. I like this move. Okay, let's go for a5. Let's take there. Let's go for f4. And knight d5. So we have the game from the championship. So let's take on d5. Bishop goes to b7. And now what I want to do here is to get some kind of better pawn structure, but I'm not sure, can I do something like that? What if I go queen c2, knight e4, bishop takes on e7, queen e7, bishop e4, let's go for queen e2. Yeah, but now I will get bishop c3 and d4, or bishop c3, or d4, or d takes e4, or knight takes e4. So I have many combinations there. Everything looks great for me, so don't get too exciting about that. What can I do? Bishop takes c3, bishop takes c3, d takes on e4, queen takes on d8, and I didn't get anything there. If I push d4, I think that d4 should be a move. Bishop e7, now bishop goes to d3 first, or knight goes to f3 first, okay. Knight e7 with the idea to get the knight on the f5, but I will not allow him to do that. Let's go for queen c2. c3, castle or c5 immediately. I would like to castle here. Oh, g4, yeah, this looks interesting, and this is kind of the move that I saw even at very high level. The idea is not to allow black some kind of the play on the king side, but basically this is probably just wrong for white, because you know, when you have the king's Indian on the table, as I mentioned before, and you have this kind of the pawn structure, it's always favorable for white on the queen side, and there is no point to get some kind of the initiative on the king side if you have those advantage on the queen side. So basically those pawns will not go back, and probably if white doesn't achieve anything, I will with time improve the position of my pieces, and then those pawns can be very clear targets for me. Here also, when white start to do some crazy things on the king side, I can go for a play on the queen side, but just getting the knight on a6, playing c6, bishop d7, eventually get the structure exchanged, c pawn, c takes d5, c d5, knight c5, and you'll see I will get very strong play on the queen side there. Queen goes to b6, okay. Can I do... What can I do here? I don't like to get... I can go for queen c2. Okay, c5 immediately. Now I want to take on f6 probably. Okay, it's check. Knight goes to e7. Castle, bishop goes to d3. Bishop b5, knight g7 just in time. c4, and he closed the game there, so I will go here. Knight d5, knight takes on d5. Okay, and here Magnus goes for both of the moves, knight b8 and knight d7, for some kind of level of play which is not very high level, where, you know, those guys make homework with incredible strong of course engines, so it's not possible for us who doesn't have extra strong computers, and we have to somehow go for more positional lines. It doesn't really mean that they are bad, but it's much easier to play if you just know, you know, what you're trying to achieve. Magnus play 97 because he is really a monster there, and he finds incredible plans for black. Eventually I think that 97 will now become as the most aggressive move here in this position, but I really like knight b8, and I will get the knight b8 here. Knight bd2, I just want to exchange the pieces there, and after c4 I can go bishop e2. If you go bishop f5, I think I can just go back. b5, so I can go and start castle or go for the bishop f3, and then e4. This is now my main move, so let's go first for a bishop f3. Take on d5, and now I like to take on d5 immediately. Knight goes to e2, okay, and now I can go for a c6. I think knight c5 is with the tempi, of course, again, but he'll go for the knight g3, so I'm not sure. I'll go instantly with c6. Let's see from there. Knight e8, okay. Let's castle. Now I get the initiative with b5, e5 will run into knight d7, bishop goes to c2, now I can take on d4, and after this one I will go with rook on e1. The opponent offered me a draw. Okay, I know it's pretty symmetrical pawn structure, but let's go. I have I7, 7, okay, and don't think that's enough. Yeah, sure. I have also very powerful engine, but and very powerful computer, but it's beyond anything that those guys has. So believe me, it's not enough. Yeah, as you mentioned. A4, okay, bishop. A4 really is the move that Fabi tried there, based on the thing like A4, A5, B4, bishop D2. So this is his main idea. Here I would like to get something that will be enough to hold on. So here I would like to get with a knight. So knight C6, F6. Now I have to get here. And after knight g3, you know, I will just take on d5. Okay, knight. Now queen b6 looks like a very good option for me because this pawn is hanging. Let's go for the move. And now here I will show you how to get a clear play here. You know, b6 and c5 is really good, so c5 is always the move that you want to start with. And here we have to go for something aggressive, so I think e4 should be a nice move, but no, I cannot do that immediately. My knight is... Do I make the problems for myself now? I speak too much, and then I lose concentration, and I didn't think about the moves like this one even, because doesn't looks a promising one, but I lose a queen, but I lose a piece now, so it's clearly not good for me. Have to open the game now, but I'm probably lost. Knight b2, okay, doesn't do anything really. Okay, I want to attack him, and now I want to get my knight on c5, knight g3. Okay, I'll take on g3, b3, knight c5, I'll take on g4, and I will go for e4 here, but not immediately, because I can't. I have to prepare e4, knight f3, e5, okay. Knight e7, and now I can take on d4 if I'm not wrong, because he's pinned, so bishop b5, bishop d7, bishop e7, h3, bishop f6, bishop takes on f6, take on e6, he's just lost, and now I want to get for knight e5. Here we have very interesting position, and basically, because you know, white try to get h3 g4, doesn't achieve anything there on the king side. It means that now at some point I'll be able to, you know, just to push on the queen side, and here I will go for a4. Bishop d3, knight c6, queen f6, and let's just go for bishop e4. Knight goes to e5, bishop f5, yeah, this guy playing incredibly good. I'm completely busted here, so I have to resign. Yeah, it was a nice game. Congratulations. b4, okay, bishop goes to e7, a6, okay, bishop e4, queen takes e4, h3, bishop takes on f3, c4, e6, okay. Castle on the queen side looks extremely resourceful, but is this okay? Bishop takes on c6, bishop takes on e5, knight takes on b3 or on f3, and then knight e5. Both of the moves looks just fine. Okay, let's take this one, let's take that one, and now let's start to get slightly better endgame. And here I go for a b5. Here I will take here. Yeah, here we have a couple of games which are very entertaining. Here I have to go for e4, but first of all I would like to castle. But okay, again, I don't want to get squeezed on the queen side, so I can put my pawn on b3. Maybe even now, because I have to get something there. Let's go for a b3 immediately here. I get a pawn, and here I would like to get the pawn on e5, so, but I have to be cautious. Knight b5 is possible. So let's start with a6. Let's get with the knight there. Knight c4, but now everything is secured. I will get in the castle there, queen d2, and now I will put my queen to a5. It's very strong move. Queen g3, knight goes to g6 of course, knight c3, and let's start now to attack those pieces. So let's start with queen a5. Okay, ab, ab. b5, knight h5, g4. I'll take this one. And now we have a position which is, it looks like quite drawish, but you know, in those kind of the situations where I have 3 against 2 on the queen side and maybe slightly better king in the center, I probably should start to play for more than the equality. The only problem is that if I go for something like king e2 now, I think that knight a4 will attack both of those pawns and it will be hard for me to continue from there. So I have to go and castle, I think, long here. And my king on c1 has to be better than his one on g8. Here I have a couple of pawns more, so probably it should be enough. I have 3, 5, 7 versus 5, so it looks like I have a commanding lead, so just exchange probably a few pieces and should be much better for me. Here he wants to attack me on the h file, and I cannot allow him to do that, so basically I have to do something and start defending my position there. It looks like h6 should be fine. Here I will just give him check on b4, not to be able to get in the castle there. My bishop will go to g3 of course. Okay, and after knight b6 of course I can just take this one. Knight takes d4 will run into e5, and then knight c6 bc6 should be fine for me. Here probably what I don't want is get him the activity. Now I was thinking about the move knight c6 that can be very, very powerful, because I'll be able and I'll be in time to get my pieces on the d file, and something like rook d8 is not possible, and rook c8 is of course not possible because of the knight e7. So it should be the move which will gives me extra options to get a better position there. And after bishop d6 here I should take this one. Bishop goes here, and now I want to get my queen on e8. Okay, queen goes there, I'll just castle and break with c4 later on. Here now I just want to get my bishop on d7. Sorry guys, I have some issues with health today. Castle, and let's get my knight on d5 because the pawn on c3 is hanging. Rook e8 looks fine, but now you'll see I'll get some kind of very quick play there. But I have to be cautious, not allow him to get something like knight e4 for instance, because rook d6 will run. He goes after rook d6 for knight e4, and then my pawn on f2 is hanging, so I have to get first f3. e5 immediately. Okay, knight goes to f3 first. Okay, g3. Okay, let's go b5, c4, bishop goes to d7. Now can I go for rook d6, knight b7, rook d7, rook c6, rook b7, and I should be fine, should be slightly better. Has he something else? I don't know. I don't see it. It's also possible for me to get just the knight e5, but I really like more rook d6, which will allow me to double the rook on the file probably, or if not, knight b7, rook d7, knight c5 can go to knight e7 check, and I can take on c8. So yeah, rook d6 should be a move here. Yeah, and now bishop f6, just lose a piece, I'm pretty sure, because yeah, it's just lose a piece and the game. Rook d7, queen c2, I will take this guy, and after this one I will improve the position of my queen, so let's go for queen b2, bishop e5, d takes on e5, bishop goes to g3. Now I want to get even this bishop. You know, here in those kind of the positions, black is clearly better. First of all, I would like to get his bishop pair, and I will get two bishops in this open position as well. I will get a bishop on e6, rook on b8, which can be extremely annoying for him. He will not have squares to improve his position. His pawns are very weak, they are really low. The space is the advantage that black has here, so black is clearly better. And here again I have pretty better pawn structure. I have clear targets. I have this pawn which is weak. I have the bishop pair in this open position, so white will have all kind of the problems there. Let's start with queen b6. c5. Okay. a3. Now I have to get my bishop into play. Queen e7. What is the point? I want to clarify the position in the center, so let's start attack the knight. And after rook c1, I would like to get my rook f to c8. Now again, take a look how white misplay his position. So basically he start to do some action on the king side, put the pieces there, doesn't create anything, and now he starts to, you know, just play on the other side, which is clearly not his main idea from the start. So he somehow switched from one idea to the other, which cannot be enough, and especially here black should be better. c5. Now this guy looks to be extremely strong. Let's go for rook c8. a5, queen b7. This is my main idea. Okay, I'll take this guy. I'll take this guy. And here I would like to take this pawn with the knight, bishop d7 then, and then get the knight, extra knight on d4. Yep. Now I want to exchange one pair of rooks, and here I would like to get b4 immediately. I have to get some kind of advantage there on the center. Rook d1, this is just over, I'm a piece up. Here I'll get this bishop for sure, and after f3 I'll go just with b5. So you see, it's a clear advantage for me. Yeah, he now overlooked clear mate, so I'm really sorry, Merlin, but you misplay his position, and rook b8 is just the mate. But okay. e3, take on g6, take on c5. Those are very straightforward moves. Queen goes to a5, I think, or yep. Yep, now I will take this knight on d7, rook c1. Now I have extremely powerful knight on d4, so my positional advantage is here clear. Now I have to find out how to get better position. Let's start playing on the queen side where I'm better. Knight takes there, I push the pawn on d5 and I get the advantage. Here I can just straightforwardly go for more. I'll just get anything there. Knight takes on b4, rook g1, okay, knight goes to d2. Yeah, all positions except the first one are very good for me. Now let's start attack on b5 pawn. This overlook bishop g2, I think, but Okay, it's very hard and tough position for him to play on, so it's obviously very bad one. Now here I will get my knight back just to secure the position, and here after bishop on f3, bishop goes to e2, king g2, so now b4 I think should be a good move. I'll just push his pieces back, so eventually I'll get better position for sure. Bishop goes to e2. Now this really bothers me because I think I'm not sure, but if white can go, I'm making something very wrong here, and Clash Kid completely outplay me here, because it's very hard to find the way how to get all of those pieces there in the action like he managed to get there. So completely outplay me. Okay, I'll try to open the game there. I'll take on f3 for sure. I'm here. Rook takes. No, rook goes on e3. Okay, now I can go back. I'll take on g6 is over here. Yeah, I'll take for sure, but where? I can take on b5, I can take on a4, which one I like to get. I cannot allow him to get the b-pawn because this bishop is fairly strong there on this diagonal, so I have to get on a4. And here I want to bring my rook there on c-file. e4, he wants to open the game in the center, but I'm not sure how good it is for him. Bishop e6, I have a bishop pair there. When I played c4, just bc4, I thought, but after I got c5, yeah, I'm sure. I make a clear mistake by allowing, yeah, you to go for a c5, sure. I'm completely forget about c5 at some point. Yep, you have right. This happens. And here I have to try to get this pawn. Now, I can go with rook a3, rook a1. No, I'm not. Croatia. Or I can start with queen b5, because I really like the exchange of queens where I will have a chance to get this pawn there. So let's try with queen b5. Rook c3, okay. And now it's very tough. Let's go for e4. I have to open something, because if not, I'm lost. Knight e4, defend everything. Knight d1. Can I go for b3? Can I go for bishop b5? Can I double the rooks on c5? I can do, you know, whatever I like. Pretty sure that everything is fine for me. Let's go for rook c7. Let's go for c3. Okay, the exchange of the queens is good for me. And now I want to take... can I get knight d4? Bishop d4? Rook c5, bishop c5, queen c5, and I'm getting the I'm giving an exchange, or is maybe better to go for knight b4 and then get the exchange. Let's go for knight b4. Yep. c5, okay. Now I'll just go for king e2, and then rook g4, and then it will be a checkmate probably. Okay, knight f3, I'll take this one, rook d1, rook d8 of course, bishop d6, bishop g3, c4, rook g4, and now there is a checkmate traits. Bishop takes, h takes, knight f2, okay, but doesn't seems to be something serious there. Knight g5 will have been a fork. Where do I miss something again? g5, rook c5, okay. Now let's go for knight d4. g5. Now I can take knight g5 because this rook is just weak. Now it looks like I have to sacrifice something, because I cannot really just stand here and doing nothing, because he can mainly go for some direct attack on the king side. But I can go for instance, for rook c7. Yep, let's try. c5. I'll just go back. There's nothing wrong with this. King f1, okay, I'll just castle there. I have a couple of pawns. Yeah, but now you know how you will improve there. h4, he starts to do some action there, but let's go for bishop b5. Okay, let's take the other pawn as well. And what now? If I go bishop f8, he take this one, I go here, and where? I don't know. No, I make a mistake. Probably I'm doing some crazy things there. Queen e5, queen a4, queen b6 probably. I want to get a pawn. Here I want to get this one. Yeah, it's a check. I'll go here. Knight e4 for sure. I will take this guy, and I'll take a piece now. So it's over, and here I would like just to get bishop g7. g3. Queen f6. Queen takes on g4. It's probably over. Rook d1 check. So, and then queen e4. Here I can go for queen g7. Bishop e5 check, rook h6. Yeah, I'm low on time in those positions, but okay. Check. Rook e5, rook a1, queen e6, queen e6, rook d2, rook takes e5, bishop takes on a6. I have quite a few minutes there, so it should be enough, but okay, let's play on. I'll take with the rook there. I go for b4. I take this one, and I will improve the position of a king. a3, bishop b5, rook b8. I'll get on b4. h5. I'll just exchange, right? Rook c8. Yeah, I have pretty nice position, but I managed to get some kind of problems for myself because of the lower time that I get on the clock here. Rook d4, probably I'll get one of a pawn. Rook b6, I'm clearly better. Rook a6 check. Bishop d4, I can take this guy, I think. Okay, rook c1, bishop goes on e5. Queen takes there, and now I want to open the game there, so go for knight a6. King goes to e2. Yeah, I want to exchange the pair of rooks. Rook c8, rook c8, okay, knight will go on d4, rook b1, bishop d4, okay, I'll go here, check, take this one, take this one, get the knight on d4, queen c4, a6, take on g6, queen e5, knight goes to d4, king go to f4, queen f7, knight c6, check. Yeah, I'm probably winning in all those positions, but I'm really low on time, so I have to be. Okay, let's go for some tactics. 95, queen b3, rook d8 is impossible, so I have to go for bishop f6. It's a check. Yeah, I have some problems with time, but it's okay. This is why this is so funny. And now I will go for rook f8 probably. Okay, I take the rook, the game is over there. Bishop goes to d3, but now I take a pawn. I'll take this one on c7. Rook f4. It's a check there. The king goes there. I'm just better here, so basically I'm winning, I think, in all of those games. It's a check on f4, it's a king f4, it's just winning, so it doesn't make sense there to play on, but okay. I'm low on time, so someone can try. Queen goes on f4. I'm pretty winning there in all of those games. Now let's go for rook a8. Okay, let's go for h4, b6. Yeah, it's pretty nice result to get some wins there. Check, king e5, b7, b8 is a queen. Goes there. Yeah, it's very hard to say how he will make a draw there. Again, here I can go for queen b5. It's just a queen, and I'm clearly winning. Yeah, we are clear to over here. Thank you guys for watching me again. This was the last stream for this week, because unfortunately I think tomorrow I'll not be able to do another one, but I'm pretty sure that next week, starting with a Monday, it will be the action, and I'm pretty sure that I will try to get more and more nice streams for you guys. So I hope that you enjoy. If you have any kind of the questions, you can always, just ask me, and I will try to explain you some basic things. Of course, anything that you want to ask, you could, because I'll be more than glad to open some kind of the conversation or anything there, because I really like to help. So it was very nice to play against you guys. You are very nice players and people, which I like. Thank you for a nice chat. Thank you for support, and thank you to be with me here for now quite a while, because I started streaming 2 weeks ago, and all of you guys, are here with me now for a few streams. So it's very nice for me. Okay, here this should be a draw now, because I get some kind of very big mistakes, but okay, when you are low on time, it's very hard to improve. Here this is just easily winning position for me, and here I have to get and exchange this one. It should be a draw again. It's hard to move on this one, so here, yeah, I offer a draw. It should be a draw, so I think you should already win this game, but you didn't have time. Yeah, but it's just why the chess is so fun, because you mostly do something wrong and the players manage to outplay you, maybe in time control, maybe you just get very big problems because of you misplay something, or you miss just the position. But okay, here now we have very interesting position for, now it's not a draw because you know I have a bishop pair, so it means that it will be hard for you to get a draw there, but I should go here with bishop c4. What you have done here, okay, I can go for knight d3 here to open slightly a game there, or bishop f8 first. Let's go for bishop f8, bishop c8, rook takes c8, bishop d7, so it should be very nice position there. Now let's see what will be there here. I have the a pawn, which is very fast, so probably I should end as win here. Bishop b3. Now I will support a4 here. It should be draw again because it's hard to imagine that he'll break with some kind of a play there. Here is also close to a draw. I will have queen e2 at some point, maybe even immediately. No, I'll go for the knight d7 first. Bishop d4, queen d4 here. I'm completely lost here. I will just stop the advance, but you know, I do not have to do that. Yeah, here I'm winning. Probably rook d1, queen goes to a7, knight c4, knight b6. I have some things here to go for. King f1, king b6, queen c4, okay, looks like a good option. Let's go for b3, let's go for h5, but I'm lost there. And here, okay, I'll just go for king a5 and queen a5, so I just want to get some activity there. King b4, I have to resign here because I'm completely lost. King f1, okay, king g7. I'm not sure. Okay, it's something like, okay, now I have a rook a6. No, I'll just give him a check here. Let's get the pawn on d4 and let's start rolling those pawns there in the center, so it looks like very good option for me. I will have clear passed pawn there, so yeah, now he wants to break here with something. Let's start with f5, immediately starting to get and create some counterattack. Here let's go for the a3, a2, a1, it's clearly winning, so there is not time for the guy to make a draw, and the bishop pair is enough to checkmate the opponent, so it's logic you play fairly solid, but I managed to win there. And here I'll just take a pawn probably, and let's see from there. Okay. Okay. I'll take this guy and it should be enough. Yeah, but you know, I have a bishop pair, so it is enough for getting a win there. I know how to mate you with the two bishops, so it should be a win for me. a6, d4. Now this guy should be extremely cautious there with this a pawn. Knight e4, okay. Okay, it looks like game over. Check. Yes, you have right. I'm not sure how he will check. Check. Okay, this is checkmate, so we are now, if not able to win versus you. Sure, so now we have here the winning situation, so check, check. I have to get my, so I'll go for this one. Am I lost here? Probably. Yeah, probably I'm lost there. So I have to get my king there, so I want to get my bishop out. Bishop b4, now it's a check. And now I have to get my king to f2 in order to checkmate him, so I lose just a move. And then check and the mate, and the game is over. Here I would like to get this one, the game is over, and we have a last game, so let's see how the game will continue. I'm pretty sure that I will lose, but let's see. Probably there are still some chances to play on, because he overlooked a pawn. Now the bishop is hanging, and the good thing for me is that even if I lose my d pawn, which is inevitable, he will have some problems also, because he doesn't have now the king on the best possible square. So now I can try to get some kind of the check first, like here. Now his king has to go, and I have knight d3, and then it's really not sure who is better, because my knight should be better than his knight, and this bishop is for now just a very bad piece, because this pawn is clearly something that I want to take. And if I take this pawn, I cannot lose this game anymore. It's so strong that is potentially close to win for me now, because he completely overpushed. He didn't think about the pawn on b2, he just straightforwardly goes all around with the king and get the pawn on d6, but for the return I get the b pawn, which can be more than enough for me to win this game. So now he cannot take on e5, because I'll get the check on c4, take on a3, and then probably I should be even winning there. Okay, he'll have a king very fast and very clear in the center, but again, okay, now he wants to take this one, but can I go for knight c4? Let's see. I just want to get there. Now I have b2. Now he cannot really take there because he's a queen. And there, if he tried to go for something like this, then I can get my knight on d2, and I will get the queen on b1. And I have an extra piece. Then it's only the answer or the question, can I win this one? Now, if he goes and do anything, but I'm not really sure. He cannot even go for king c5. I'll just get even the e4. Yeah, thank you, Slatko Jajcek. From where are you? King c6, e4, and the game is over. Serbia, Bog, Slatko Jajcek. I should win, I had mate in 3, Mlochik. Probably at some point. Yeah, better because, you know, I just like to get my knight on c3. Thank you guys once again. So as I mentioned, it was very nice to play again with you guys. Thank you for support me. Thank you for looking those streams. I hope that you enjoy them. I hope that you will next time enjoy even more. I would like to get even more interesting games, even more interesting play in all of those games. You know, we have some kind of 10 games going, so there is a lot of the action. I really try to think and speak fast, but at some point I miss clear moves, but because of that we like chess, and because of that we all playing and enjoying in chess. So thank you once again. If someone take a look at those streams and didn't subscribe yet, please click and subscribe and be with me in my next live stream, which will be probably on a Monday evening, because I'm free from something like 7 or 8 p.m. my local time, Central European time, and please be here with me and start learning more. Again, if someone has any kind of the questions, wants to get any information from me, please be free to contact me, and it will be my pleasure to help you however I can. So thank you once again very much, and take care.